want to talk to you this hour about women who are over the hill. The kind of women who are Hillary Clinton supporters, but I'm not talking about politics, but you know what I'm talking about. The dried up old bags, the old prunes, the ones who are past their prime, way past their prime. They're a bunch of bitter old broads. And every now and then I like to remind you boys that ultimately, if you're patient, ultimately, all the women who treat you like crap, the women who treat you like dirt, all the women who treat you like you're lower than dirt, the women who won't date you, the women who won't give you the time of day, the women who tell you to get lost, the women who threaten to file sexual harassment charges against you. You know who I'm talking about. One day, they're going to be over the hill. When I was a kid, I used to, I got to tell you, when I was a child, I used to read Superman comics. I did. And not for the usual reason that kids read comic books. I read Superman comics because I saw truth in there. And a truth, justice, in the American way. That's right. And what I saw there, among other things, was the kryptonite analogy. You know, Superman had all his superpowers until he was faced with kryptonite. And while that seems quaint today and it seems like, you know, science fiction, which is, of course, what it was, the reality is that it's a very good analogy because women have to face their kryptonite after years of stamping their little feet, after years of being little bitches, after years of whining and crying and demanding and threatening and divorcing and taking and spending. One day, just like Superman faced kryptonite, Lex Luthor held it right in front of him and he suddenly started to practically melt. The fact is that one day women hit their kryptonite. One day they're over the hill. One day they've got the turkey neck. One day they are dried up old prunes. One day the crow's feet kick in. One day the menopausal mustache kicks in. And women don't have any of that power anymore. Without saying who it is, I knew a woman who, let's just say she was the mother of somebody I dated, who at one time was super hot, super duper hot. And then one day, finally, she hit kryptonite. One day she realized she couldn't marry wealthy guys anymore. She couldn't date wealthy guys anymore. She couldn't be demanding. She couldn't be stamping her little feet all the time. Because one day she finally jumped the shark. One day she finally just couldn't do it anymore. It was richly rewarding to see her, like, it was like a fish out of water, you know. Suddenly, you ever take a fish out of water? You ever take a goldfish and maybe it falls on the floor when you're trying to move it? I used to do that. I used to have a little goldfish and a little net, and you'd like put him in the bathtub in cold water while you would clean out his fish bowl. And then every once in a while, like, he would flop around, he would jump out of the net, and he would land on the floor, and he'd be flopping around on the floor. That's how women get when they can't get what they want anymore, merely by, you know, stamping their feet or batting their eyelashes. Or offering up their bodies or whatever. They flip out. They don't know how to handle it. And I particularly enjoy that because as men, may I tell you, as men, we don't have this problem. We don't. As men, when we get older, we become more valuable. Look at me. I'm making the most money I've ever made. I've got the best job I've ever had. My God, I've got the #1 radio show in the afternoon in Southern California. The most lucrative radio market in the world. I follow in the footsteps of, you know, the real Don Steele, Casey Kasem, Wink Martindale, all the big name radio personalities of the past. Here I am. I have this fantastic gig. My life has never been better. I've never been more important within my field. I've never been more financially successful. Life has never been so comfortable. Things have never been so lucrative. Never. Never, never. There are women who years ago should have paid more attention. There are women who should have said yes a little more often. There are women who should have said, thank you, Tom. I understand what you're doing with your life. I really appreciate this time with you. Instead of nagging, cajoling, harassing, trying to get me to sell my house, trying to get me to buy them crap. Instead of having a sense of entitlement, they should have said, you know what? You bring a lot to the table. Thank you for that. They should have done that, but they didn't. So now I'm worth more than ever. I travel more than ever, got more real estate than I've ever had before, more money than I've ever had before. There are women I knew in the past who still try to contact me. They would still love to get with me. They'd love to rekindle what they think was there or revive the whole thing. Forget it. You had your cake, darling. Now eat it. Let it go to your big fat butt. That's right. Women are in their prime when they are young and hot. And as the years go on, and as they go, no, I'm not going out. No, this is not a date, okay? You can take me to dinner, but it's not a date. I imagine these women who, like, turn 50 and the wrinkles are kicking in and everything. I wonder if they have, like, in their minds, like an old movie montage of all the things they said to guys over the years, kind of going through their mind. I mean, you know those old movie montages? Sometimes they'd be calendar pages, ripping off a calendar, clocks, and the hands are going around and around and around to show time going backwards or forwards or whatever. And then you've got a montage of stuff that happened in the past. So I wonder if women ever actually have that in their minds, you know? I wonder if women now who finally have said no to a lot of good men, women who just sniffed at guys who sent them roses or made fun of them because they made an effort to be with them, or guys who were reliable and dependable but just weren't exciting enough, whatever. I wonder if women, once they hit 50, I wonder if women, once they turn into old prunes, I wonder if they have in their minds that like movie montage in their minds, and they're going back in time and the calendar pages are ripping off, March, April, May, June, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then in their minds it's like, no, I'm not going out with you. You don't make enough money. What are you, a jerk? Are you kidding me? I've been out with much better than you. I can do better than you. No, you know what? I already have a date for the prom. That's right. And you know what? I wouldn't go out with you anyway because you're a loser.